Hi, welcome today. My name is Funke Oyinde. So today we are making a casual handbag, a simple handbag that can also be used as a souvenir bag. So we're going to use just two pieces of material to make the bag. So I started with the middle piece of the bag. So I'm using this piece of leather. It's measuring 25 inches long and 6.5 inches wide. So but I'm going to shape it. So after I've shaped it, I'll now use it to cut the body of the bag. So this small piece is going to just be the top and the sides of the bag. So now, in order to shape it, I'll be folding it in two, and I'll be drawing out the shape on it for you to see. So as I fold it into two like this, so this becomes the center of the piece. So I will just draw a sort of shape like this on it, something like this. You can see the shape. So I'll cut it out, and after cutting it out, I will still use it on this other side. So let me cut out this shape. So that is it there. So I will now still use this shape, and I will put it on the other side so that I can get the exact same shape on the other side and shape it also. So I'll be using my chalk to repeat the shape on the second side, and then I'll be cutting it out. So I've cut it on the other side, and then that small piece that I shaped out of this corner, I also have to remove that small piece here too, so that I have a perfect a well-rounded corner shape. So this is now what we arrive at. So we'll now be using this as the center and sides of the bag. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to mark the zip position on it. So this is the zipper I will inserting in the center, in the middle of this. So my zipper is about 15 inches long. So what I have to do is to draw the line where the zipper will because I have to cut a line open to insert the zipper. So I will make my line a bit shorter. It won't be up to 15 inches, so that I have some little allowance for my the zipper will be a bit longer than the hole that I'm going to cut. So let me just mark the line before opening it for my zipper. So this is the line that I will have to cut open for the zipper to occupy. So this is where the zipper will be. So the zipper is a bit longer than the line. So I will now have to use my razor blade to open this line. So I just start with my razor blade. Then you can now use your scissors to cut it open. So just cut it open. So as I cut it open, I'm going to make a sort of arrow shape at the end, like that, so that I can now, it will help me to have a four corner shape. So that part I would be able to push it back to have a straight line there. So I have to do that at both ends. So you just cut something like is it a Y now at the end there, instead of just a straight line like that. So you do that on both ends so as to have a four corner opening. All right, so you can see now. So what I have to do now is to now apply, I'm going to apply glue to this place. So I'll apply my glue onto my cut so I can open, I'll be able to open it out and glue it down before sewing in my zipper. So after applying the glue, you can wait for some 5 minutes or so to allow the glue to cure, that is to dry up a bit. So then you will now open out your zipper space and you will now fold it down. You will fold it in by about ½ inch allowance, 1/4 to ½ inch allowance. You fold it in around. Yeah, so I folded it in around. So the next thing will be I have to apply glue the second time so that I can use it to hold the zipper down. So you just apply your glue to the 2 edges and then you're going to stick the zipper onto it, right side facing down. So you can see that it will be easy for you to hold, it will be able to hold the zipper for you while you now do your stitching on the sewing machine. So now let's get to the sewing machine and stitch this down. So it's time to stitch. So I will just, it's good for you to you can apply machine oil around so that your machine will be able to move easily on the PVC leather I'm using, and then you stitch around your zipper to stitch it in place. So let me stitch around now. Okay, so I've sewn around the zipper now 2 times so as to make sure it's durable. So the next thing will now be for me to measure around this entire piece. I'm going to measure around it to be able to use it to get the body measurement. All right, so now I have 63 around here, so I needed to cut a body that will match that. So this is a body piece I just cut. I decided to go with a shape like this instead of one with a straight side. I decided to slant it. The shape does not matter, it's the calculation you have around it. If you want a straight sided, you can go with that, but I decided to shape mine like this, right? So but I have around this, I have around it 65. I have 65 around it. The reason being that I'm still going to pipe it. So by the time I sew my piping around this, it's going to reduce it to the 63 that I actually need. So that's what I did. But before I go to fixing the piping, the first thing to do is to sew the handle of the bag to it. Don't forget. So it's always the first thing to do. So these are the handles I want to use for my bag. They are ready-made handles, so I just cut these straps to use to attach and sew my handles to my bag. So I just cut a template from paper or cardboard, and of course you can cut any shape you like. So I now use this template to cut out the pieces I'll be using. So I need 4 actually, so I'll be using that. But in order to make sure that this this has to be very durable for the handle of your bag to last, so I will be using the soft side of my Velcro. I will attach it to the inside, to the back side of this handle strap. I will glue it to it so as to reinforce it, to make it durable, so that it will not easily cut. All right, so let's go step by step. So the first thing will be for me to attach this, to attach my handles to the front or to the bag on both sides. That's the first thing to do. After that, I will now go on to attach the piping. So let's go one step by step. So you can see I've reinforced the inside of my handle strap. You can see I have the Velcro there at the back, and that is how it is for all the pieces. So I will now put it inside the hole of the handle and begin to sew it to my bag. So now that I've attached all the handles, so it's time to sew in my piping. So I will get my piping and start sewing it at one of the sides. So I'm going to sew the piping around the body piece. So as I get to the other end, in order to finish up the piping, so I just have to cut off the excess piping, then get a small piece of black leather that will match the piping, and then you raise up the two ends of the piping, tuck your small piece of leather underneath, and then roll it on top and stitch it over to finish off. So that's the end of the piping there. So you can now trim off the excess material. Okay, so now that we have piped around, we'll be going to the next stage. So our bag is gradually nearing completion. So what I'll be doing next is to bring the center, the one we started with, and stitch it to the center of the bag. So that's what I'll be doing next, and in order to do that, I will bring the right sides facing each other, right sides facing. Then you get the center on one of the sides like that. You just start at the center, and then the center of this center piece also, and bring the two centers together. And you can start stitching, or if you have clip to hold everything together, you can hold it together. But let's start stitching around. So I'm done stitching it around. So once you start at the middle there and you stitch around, everything is going to fit perfectly well because of the same measurements we have around this body and the middle part. So if you want to line the bag to make it a full handbag, it's simple. You can also do that. You just cut the lining for the body and then for the middle piece and sew them together before you couple. So what I'll be doing next is, you can just use your taping to cover the inside so that it's neat, and then after that we turn it right side out. And that's the beautiful bag there. It's so lovely, and it's looking like just a handbag, except that I intended it to be a casual bag. So thank you very much. I want to see your own too. Thank you, and bye for now.